Hello and welcome back everybody to game number 2 of this 2-game series, Bened+5 versus Moscow 5. Game number 1 was one of the craziest games I've seen, to be honest. I mean, losing or having mega creeps up against you 24-25 minutes in and still holding on for almost 10 minutes afterwards. So hoping to see at least the same amount of just aggression, action as in game number 1. But in any case, guys, we're HeflaTV, I'm Coucher, and once again I'm joined by Blackadder.
Good afternoon and welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. And it seems we're straight into the draft for game number 2. We've got a ban out on Death Prophet, we've got a ban out on the Brewmaster, Lycan, and Skywrath. So I will point out there is an Enigma possibility here for Moscow 5. Considering we did see it banned in the first 4 last time, it's not this time. Razor first pick, however, for Moscow 5, and that does, of course, leave the Doom as well as the Tinker, potentially, for Bennett.
Yeah, I mean, actually, did Doom completely get ignored in last game?
Tinker was actually banned out in the first 4.
Yeah, but Doom I think got ignored, right?
Doom got ignored, yes.
Yeah.
So first pick, Bat Rider for Bennett, so surprising start considering what is actually left in this pool.
Yeah, a little bit for sure at the moment, but I guess they want to crank up their aggression a little bit themselves, possibly here. I mean, Batrider, definitely one of the more aggressive offlaners. Once you get a blink there, you just start going for ganks every time Lasso comes off cooldown. But what's the second pick gonna be here? And I mean, like you already mentioned, Doombringer is available, possibly. Well, Nature Prophet I guess wouldn't fit anymore since they already have their offlaner. So
I would not be surprised to see the Tinker actually for Bennett. The Tinker could work quite well considering the Razors on the board for Moscow.
yeah, it's definitely a possibility, but it's a Doombringer after all for them, so this time around it's not gonna get ignored. Doombringer, of course, a really just solid hero all around. Has some great health regeneration, so pretty damn tanky in the front lines with the Scorched Earth. Doom to disable anybody just completely. He can't do anything at all, no items, no abilities. But Moscow 5, Shadow Shaman is one possibility. Actually, Faceless Void still available as well.
That's a good point, actually, the Void still being available. And the Void could work quite well up against the Doom and the Bat Rider. But with a Doom, if the Doom dooms the Void is effectively a walking ward. And if the Doom dooms Razor before he gets out of the Storm up, it's equally just as good. So it's going to be an interesting one with how Moscow 5 decide to play this one. Of course, we could see the likes of a pickup of Enigma at this point as well. Moscow 5 generally will pick up the Enigma earlier rather than later. But Shadow Shaman will be the option here to deal with Doom. Blink, Hex. Job done.
Yeah, and just overall Shadow Shaman's such a strong hero. I mean, he has pretty much everything. All he really lacks is proper movement speed, I guess, but with the skill set he has, if he had more movement speed as well, that hero would be broken as all hell. I mean, he has Nuke, he has double lockdown, as well as the ability to just push, and even in fights, Mass Serpent Wards are just a great asset to your team. But looking at the next set of bans now, Jakiro once again banned out by Bened+5, so they are once again a little bit wary of the incoming push, or at least the potential of it, whereas Moscow 5 ban out the Mirana, which they ran themselves last game, but this time around, they don't need it anymore, or they don't want it at least.
I can understand why they want as well, considering if you go for Morana, it generally says more roaming. I think they're going to see a more static kind of push coming out of them this time, and it's the type of push that can't be stopped by, say, destroying units. So Mass Serpent Wards is going to nice, it's non-unit based pushing that the March of the Machines, if Bened+5 for a Tinker, won't be able to stop. Other options we could see, depending, we could see a Pugner on for Moscow 5 as well here.
Well, maybe we could have seen it, but Bened+5, they were reading our mind, man, and they banned it out, so we're gonna see the Tinker now. Maybe, just maybe Moscow 5 should have banned the Tinker instead of a Dazzle, but
You know, sometimes I hate it when I'm right. I call the Pugner, it gets banned. I say the Tinker could be a possibility and we get a Tinker. I would much prefer to see a Pugner than a Tinker, personally.
100% agreed. Just that hero can be cancerous, but of course, if Moscow 5 get off to an early start like they did in the last game, the Tinker might not even have enough time to just properly come online and be the nuisance that he usually is. And Moscow 5 picking up a Vengeful Spirit now as well. It is a hero that can somewhat deal with the Tinker, plus of course is also pretty good against Batrider.
Indeed, pretty good against a Bat Rider, I'll grant you that, but my problem here is how are they going to deal with Tinker? I mean, sure, you say Swap is okay against it, but They really need to get some Blink initiation to stop this Tinker before he can take off. And the Shadow Shaman, he's got other priorities as well to consider. He needs to be there to at least help support in the early game. He doesn't generally get his Blink until we're a good 20, 25 minutes in, depending on how good a start he got. And that might be too late to stop the Tinker. We've seen some really quick Tinkers come online in recent weeks. And I'm not sure what Bened can do with it, but it'll be certainly interesting to see.
Yeah, I guess Clockwork is still a possibility for Moscow 5 as well. They do need themselves an offlaner so far. Even something like a Storm Spirit wouldn't be too bad at the moment. And actually, with the 3 heroes that they have currently, do you think it might be the making of an aggressive tri-lane?
It certainly could be. And that could be a case of an aggressive try that we're looking for a mid lane that also has a good damage potential. Could be, say, a Templar Assassin. And then in the safe lane, we see possibly PGG's Enigma.
Well, it's definitely something they could go for. Of course, whoever they want to, if they go aggressive tri-lane, whoever they send as the solo safe lane needs to be able to handle a Batrider, because Batrider in 1v1 matchups usually comes out ahead just because of the sticky napalm and the possibility for early kills. Just it's so easy to kind of underestimate and overstay your welcome, get like 5+ stacks on you, and suddenly like, oh crap, I can't run away. But it's a Juggernaut, and I have seen a couple of Juggernauts. I think we've seen at least one together as well up against Tinker. Just maybe even go for Blink, but just gone for the Tinker with your Omnislash.
We saw Juggernaut used by Invasion, Southeast Asian style Dota, which was Skywrath made Juggernaut with the ability to slow with concussive shot into the Blade Fury. But this is going to be interesting. Is this a core Jug instead of a support Jug?
I would think it is, by the way they're running it, because I guess some Russian teams like to run Vengeful Spirit core as well, but especially if you want to use a Vengeful Spirit to just stop Batrider initiations, maybe get Tinker out of position, it will mean that you will position yourself into the most crappiest of positions imaginable almost. So if it's a core Vengeful Spirit and he goes for those swaps, he might just die straight after, whereas if it's a support Vengeful, it's fine if he dies.
Well, for the last bans, we get a ban on the Tidehunter and a ban on the Bane. So what are we going to see out of Bened? They've got the Enchantress for the jungle, possibly the enemy jungle, depending on how they would lane this. Tinker for mid, Doom safe lane, Batrider off lane.
I would think so at the moment.
Isn't unheard of as well.
I mean, Enchantress can go into the enemy jungle, and it doesn't actually need to be an aggressive tri-lane for him to even do that. He can just go into the enemy jungle to try to roam onto the mid laner early on with just the mid laner himself. But we'll see. I mean, the last pick might give us some clue what the hell's gonna happen for Bened+5.
Technically, they could put the bat in the jungle and then look for... No, that's not going to work either. I'm actually not sure with Bened's lane, because you'd think that 3 cores are Bat, Doom, Tinker, then you've got Enchantress in the jungle and looking for one support now. But what support would you pick? Lich, maybe?
I guess Lich wouldn't be the worst kind of pickup, because Razor, he deals minus armor, Vengeful Spirit with the Wave of Terror. Help survive against Juggernaut possibly when he comes with you at the Omnis, or at you with the Omnislash. But I'm not too sure actually. Do they need some lockdown actually? Because so far it's not like they have a lot of it.
I mean, they've got Doom, they've got Lasso, they've got single target ones really, and you're up against multiple units of CC plus the damage of a Razor and a Juggernaut. This is a hard one to call. I'm not actually sure what Bened are aiming to do with the draft here. I mean, the reason I mentioned Lich was the negative armor being stopped, sure. But equally, we could see something akin to a Witch Doctor. But no, it's going to be an Ursa. Oh, hello. Double jungle Ursa. We've seen this before.
Yeah, and just having 3 pretty strong solo lanes at the same time. So the last time we saw it, I think it kind of flopped when they tried to go for Roshan and they got caught while doing it. But it's not to say that this game will go exactly the same, as Crystal Maiden is picked up from Moscow 5. PGG picks it up, so actually...
Mid-Shadow Shaman.
Yeah, it looks like it. Well, game's gonna be awesome, man.
Game is gonna be awesome. Mid-Shadow Shaman, safe lane Razor, tri-lane Juggernaut. Oh, it's been a while since I've seen a draft like this. This makes me think of TI2.
Well, Crystal Maiden is pretty good with Juggernaut. I mean, he has the double disable. I mean, Crystal Maiden overall can be extremely good if you get the early levels having the double nuke, of course. And actually, Crystal Maiden, I really like Crystal Maiden against Ursas as well, just to kite him around completely.
Yeah, I mean, when you look at Ursa, his biggest vulnerability is kiting. And anything to slow the enemy is good. The same applies to a Batrider. If you can slow him down, that's good. Same for the potential of a Batrider. Of a Doom slowing him down. That's absolutely brilliant. But as we stand, let's quickly introduce the players, shall we?
Yes, man. You choose.
I think I'll take Moscow 5. We have the Juggernaut played by Blow Your Brain. Nexus will be handling the Vengeful Spirit. We've got Tron on the Razor, PGG on the Crystal Maiden, and finally Vigos on the Shadow Shaman, and he's playing a signature hero. This is going to be something special.
Yeah, we can hope so for sure, at least. Especially since B+5 actually they don't have almost any roaming potential at all, at least not too great of a roaming potential at it. But for them, Sarcastic will be playing the Tinker, possibly in the medium with Blacks on Ursa, leaving Lizard to play the Enchantress with Nemerianos on the Batrider, and the last one will be Roy on the Doombringer. I do believe they switched somebody out for Roy.
Yeah, Roy's standing in this game in place of, who was it?
Well, I can always cheat and check out.
Quickly cheat because I can't actually remember at this point, but Roy going to be dropping the Hellfire in this game, it seems, and let's see what they can offer us in this game, shall we? We're looking for the aggressive presence in the jungle already, but they're not going to be able to find anyone. If you look at all the lineup of B5, they're hiding on their lanes, hiding off to the sides. They don't really want anything to do with the jungle at this point, and I don't blame them at all. But as the lanes shape up, it's a case of a mid-Tinker up against a mid-Vigos. And that's a mid-Vigos Shadow Shaman, so this should be good fun. I mean, the CC is in favor, certainly, of Moscow 5, and you can see pings coming out from the Enchantress at Nexus and PGG. They're well aware that the supports are up there, but equally, still, you got Tinker coming forward. He's fairly safe on that side of the river, at least, when he's nearer his tower, but we do have that potential for Shackles to be the start here, and from Shackles, you'll come into Magic Missile. But the line's being drawn by the smoke. They don't really want to risk this too much. And if you see they're going to loop around, equally, you've got Blacks here in the enemy jungle. They could look to gank mid, especially with the presence of Lizard on the Enchantress. So it's a double jungle Enchantress Ursa on the enemy lane, but this is the first blood attempt. It's not going to land, unfortunately. Tinker just too far back, and PGG will eat a few right clicks for it, but where's the rotation in? You got Blacks coming in. They have the stun, yes they do. Blacks will get locked out, but where is Lizard in all of this? He's taking a lot of tower damage, and that Centaur is catching up quite quickly. And first blood will go the way of Sarcastic off the back of a laser. But can we get a counter kill here? Lizard looks for it. No, sorry, Nexus looks for it. One more right click could spell his doom, but it won't find it in time. Blacks is doing a lot of right click damage as well, and that's just an easy walk down for the Ursa.
Yeah, all the while Shadow Shaman, he did absolutely nothing. He hadn't skilled up anything. He was like, maybe I need Shackles, maybe I need Ether Shock. One Ether Shock into the Tinker would have secured the kill. So once the gank actually failed, they kind of lost their heads and didn't have too much coordination. They were just trying to run away or make it so the Crystal Maiden can escape. And just to clarify on the issue before, Delirium was the player instead of Roy. But in any case, man, B5, after a great start, 2 early kills, plus of course Tinker getting the first blood, it's possibly one of the better heroes to give that to. And I guess they want to go for more as Tron. Harassing Roy at the moment, Static Link of course usually does the exact same thing against Melis, but man, if they get the slow on PGG, it might be over for him. I think it's far enough.
I think so as well, but you got to consider the Crystal Maiden is one of the lowest movement speed heroes in the game. The only hero slower is Techies, I believe. Crystal Maiden, 280 move speed. That is damn slow.
Batrider going for Blow Your Brain. 7 stacks of Sticky Nip on Firefly. Yeah, he's gonna get the kill. Might lose his life to the tower. One more. Yes, I think he's gonna go to Tango. It's not gonna be enough, but well worth the kill.
Indeed it was, and that's a pretty damn important kill as well. But in the meantime, bot lane, Tron will steal a lot of damage away from the Doom, but equally Blacks is just chasing him down, getting a few right clicks on, applying that Fury Swipe, and not going to dive the tower for it, and rightfully so in all honesty. But this effective aggressive tri-lane in the way of an enemy dual jungle is actually paying off for B5 quite heavily. I mean, they're 1 and 3 as it stands.
Yeah, it's looking pretty damn good for them, and oh, they have Tark Troll summon as well. The center will time out before it actually gets to the mid lane, I think. So might use them to just farm up a little bit. But I mean, you need a good start on an Ursa so far. Yes, he's not getting the most levels, but a pretty reasonable amount considering how they're actually playing it. As Shadow Shaman just always
Shadow Shaman's in a lot of trouble. I mean, you got mid-rotation in from that Dark Troll Warlord and Blacks, and you can see Vigos, he runs away immediately. He really does not want to risk this.
Yeah, I mean, he made the smarter choice as well where he ran. Actually, might still be in trouble, Tinker. He has 2 points. He's going for the combat, Tinker. He needs a little bit more. The troll, will it be enough? Don't think it will. And oh, uphill miss as well from Sarcastic. But man, this is just double points into laser and heat-seeking missiles. It has a crazy amount of damage, and look at this. It's Roshan.
Very early Roshan, 3 3/4 minute Roshan. This is going to be absolutely sick should they be able to finish this one off without getting caught out of position here. And do they have any form of life steal? I don't believe they do. No Morbid Mask. They're literally relying on Lizard and Blacks to tank this one up, split between them. Now Blacks is going to be the recipient of the Roshan friendly hitting, but Roshan's still falling very quick here. Blacks needs to be careful though. That could spell his death should he get caught out of position at all. One bash either way. Roshan's actually going to repel them.
Oh man, where's the Tinker to come tank it up for him? Now, Fury swipes, they fall off, and that's actually a lot of time just waiting for them now.
And equally, Moscow 5 now know about that. The wave of terror came through, and we could see rotation in. They know how low Roshan is, and Lizard cannot defend Roshan at this point.
Oh wow, and actually Juggernaut, he got the kill on the Batrider in the meantime. PGG coming in to help as well, Blade Fury level 3. Just enough damage to secure it, but Lizard, he's still hanging around. Tinker, they're all coming in to just secure it at the moment, and that's what they have to do. I think Black's probably, yeah, he already purchased the TP, he's gonna come mid lane, so they want, and they kind of need to finish up Roshan by now, but man, it was so close to them just dying there.
Well, the lucky neither of them did die. One dash from Roshan would have spelled the doom on that one, and while this is going on, we do have the Juggernaut continuing to farm up, same for Crystal Maiden lurking nearby on that top lane. They could kill the Bat once again, and we do have Omni Slash available into experience. So that's going to be a pretty big thing. When one creeps dies, here comes the Omni Slash. That's a big kill onto the Batrider once more. But Roshan is about to go down, or is he? Gets the kill on Ursa.
No, are you kidding me? Lizard, oh, Nexus comes in. Holy crap. The froze.
The absolute throws. Now the Aegis goes the way of the VS. They're going to find Sarcastic, drain away all his damage. Kron going to try to survive some of this. Uses his one. One more right click will bring down Sarcastic, and that's a kill for Roshan, a kill for the Vengeful Spirit, an Aegis and the Roshan for Vengeful Spirit. She's on 1,000 gold now, as well as the Aegis.
Pretty much together with the kill on Batrider, they got 4 heroes plus Roshan. I guess Ursa, he died to Roshan, so they didn't get that kill, but what? It's just they tunnel visioned too much on Roshan, and if Blacks had been level 3 when they attempted it, Fury swipes on level 2 for example, or overpowered, doesn't really matter. They would have gotten it, but they just tunnel visioned on it for a little bit too long, and Moscow 5, they were obviously aware after the first attempt.
Well, we do get the mass was dropping the mid lane, and yes, I do agree that was a complete travesty there, but Vigos is going to be in a lot of trouble. He will go down to the tower, actually, at the end of the day, but they do kill that tier 1 in exchange. So that's a worthwhile trade for Moscow 5, but that Roshan, the only words I have to describe that Roshan is, what in Divinity's Edge were B5 thinking?
It was just a subtle throw, man, but PDG is going to be in so much trouble. Blacks is going to come in as well. They even used the last one to just kill off the Crystal Maiden. Blue Brain can't do anything to help. Actually, doesn't even have a single point into healing ward. Is he in some trouble now? No, there's no Earthquake on Ursa, and I mean, 7 minutes in Ursa, he is level 4.5, so has regained a little bit of XP now that they're actually farming the jungle properly, not roaming around. But, I mean, he had a good start, but they just threw it all away.
Indeed, completely threw it all away, but I have to consider, for Moscow 5, what can they really do off the back of this? They're going to look for another kill now onto the Batrider. The Blade Fury is there, but they won't be able to finish him off anywhere near in time. And they've got Omni Slash in 7 seconds. They could potentially turn on this. They're going to bait this out. Blow Your Brain's going to run away. You've got to be careful of that Centaur, though. If he gets stunned by that Centaur, he could die before he gets out of the stun. But equally, in comes Vigos. Will shackle up the Batrider and kill off Ursa as well. That's a good double kill off the back of that Omni Slash. Now we're just looking for a little bit more. In comes the Razor. Going to spill his doom. Healing ward drops now. Going to be healing him up, but now in comes Static, and he can't escape this one. He's going to go down as well. Make that a triple kill for Blow Your Brain.
Well, it's safe to say that Moscow 5, they are in the driver's seat in this game at the moment. P5, they've tried to go for so much aggression, and it has just backfired. Moscow 5, they have been ready. The heroes, the rotations, they're expecting what has been, or what P5 have been doing, and they even get the tower from this. And just looking at the graphs, 8 minutes in, After this tower has gone, I think the gold graph will update to about 7k gold lead for Moscow 5. XP also almost 6,000 at the moment. And there's already a blink on Vigos' Shadow Shaman now.
Indeed, and that Vigos' Shadow Shaman, mid Shadow Shaman, has that ability to go for the early blink, and this is just such a, in some ways, throw coming out of B5. I mean, someone needs to start a website. When did B5 throw latest? Because that was absolutely disastrous. It was staggeringly disastrous.
I'm just at the lack for words how bad it was for them, and just look at how aggressive M5 are now. I mean, they have the Aegis and Nexus, so he can just easily swap. Oh, they get the Blink Hex. They use the Mass Serpent as well. They get the Shackles Patrol. He's going to go down for sure with the minus armor, boosting up the damage. But Roy, he comes in, stand up immediately. Can he get the Kiilstofte? Frostbitten up. Crystal Nova comes out as well. And well, Doom onto PGG, who's out of mana anyway. And Blux will fall down a little bit more. Ether Shock. They secure the kill, and Lizard might get PGG, but I don't think Crystal Maiden cares all that much.
No, and it'll be an immediate deny as well by Nexus. Nexus is just doing everything right in this game, and you got to say that's 2 easy kills to that VS off the back of using the Aegis. And how many times do you ever see a VS get an Aegis into denying his teammate off the back of a swap?
Well, I don't think I can say that I've ever seen it, so not that often. Oh wow, well, they're getting all the towers, already tier 2 tower down as well. And what does B5 have in return? Sarcastic, doesn't have his boots of travels, 1000 gold off still, 10 minutes in. Are the ancients stacked? Well, it's a double stack, but even that's not going to be enough. And they're going to get another kill onto Batrider. He's going to get shackled up, Plasma Field to come through. Tron, he gets the kill. They have the mech finished. I mean, this... Is there a comeback for B+5?
I'm looking around their items. I'm trying to consider that right now. They don't have a Vlad's on the Ursa. The Doom, I believe, is trying for a Vlad's, considering he has the Bacillus. For the Batrider, well, he's got nothing. Over on the Enchantress, she doesn't even have an urn yet in that support role. Enchantress. Tinker, no boots of travels at 10 minutes in.
Oh, Roy gonna lose his life. Plasma Field, Omni Slash comes through as well.
They're just getting picked apart. Their carcass is just being ravaged at this point.
Well, they're gonna lose another tier 2, and looks like Sharoshan might go down here. Yes, he's gonna get slowed down. He gets the Hex up before, but overpowered. Actually, the swap comes through. He's still alive. The mech comes out. Are you kidding me? Plasma Field. Blax goes down. Nemerianos does make sure Sharoshan falls, but I mean, how long did he stay alive? And they got the return kills.
Indeed, they got 2 for 3 at the end of the day. They're counting the Doom on that top lane. That was quite the trade in advantage here for Moscow 5. And now they're going to look for Lizard. Just look how much damage that Plasma Field does to the Enchantress. I also hear a Doom, though. Who's getting doomed? PGG's getting doomed. Do you really want to be using your Doom on a Crystal Maiden, who's most likely going to get denied again? One right click, yes, is denied out by Tron on that Razor. You're not getting anything this game, are you, Roy? And they're just going to beat him down into a pulp. Tron picks up the mega kill, and this is just an absolute catastrophe for B5.
Well, 18 to 9 now. It's very reminiscent, at least the kill score is, of the last game. Although the difference is that P+5, they were the ones actually getting off to a good start and just threw it all away with tunnel visioning onto Roshan being level 2, and I think both the Enchantress and the Ursa. Usually you would want to wait for level 3, have like 1 level into Untouchable to tank it up if need be, but they are pushing again and they're gonna get Sarcastic. They get the Hex Tinker. He was not careful enough. The Shackles to follow up as well. Blade Fury just in case. Healing Ward is down. Blacks wants to come in from the side, but he can't really do it. Oh, he might be in trouble. The 4-step through Nexus. Yes, they find the Ursa.
Well, the Ursa from Blacks will most likely go down here, but that just shows how confident Moscow 5 are. They will walk through the March of the Machines and take a ridiculous amount of damage, and they'll just kill him. The Tinker just cannot stand. And this is the last tier 2 and the final outer tower going down for B5 here. Moscow 5 have defended every single one of their towers, and I think it's about time for that tier 3 push.
Oh, and there's an Aghanims flying out to blow your brain as well with a level 2 Omni Slash to follow it up with. Mass Serpent Wards are down. Are they level 2? Yes, they are. So easy tier 3, maybe even Rax, and well, blow your brain. If he sees Tinker, he's gonna Omni Slash.
Indeed, and here we go. Is he going to get the jump? Yes, he is. That's a very dead Tinker. This is 9 slashes. In fact, it'll kill Blacks instead. But still, killing the Ursa is perfectly fine. Now he's going to go back, while the rest of his team, they're just going to casually destroy some rats.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if a GG was called, and yeah, there it comes.
That was just a dominating performance out of Moscow 5, and that Roshan was just the cherry on top.
Roy, GG, best game ever. Well, in any case, guys, at least with those games being as fast, we will actually make it properly to the tiebreakers ourselves of XPC versus Kawaii, the first one, and XPC versus somebody else in the next one. But in any case, thank you once again for tuning in, much appreciated. And of course, if you enjoyed the throws that we got to see, to witness in this series, you can always follow us on this channel, as well as HeflaTV 1 and HeflaMoke, the English channels for us. And of course, our social media, HeflaTV for both Facebook and Twitter. And those VODs, if you want to share it to your friends, man, just awesome games. They will be uploaded. Game number 1 is already on YouTube. And it's going to be youtube.com/HeflaMoke. The links are below the stream. And of course, Mr. Blackadder, where can people find you?
They can find me both on Twitch and Twitter at Mr_Blackadder.
So that's where you can find him, guys. And I guess we'll see you in about 25 minutes for XPC versus Kawaii for the tiebreaker of Division 2.